Yes, I took 3 shows to do it in, but I did eventually. Bless you. Yes, it was a marvellous honour, you know, to be asked by such great comedians, because someone said that comedy is a very serious business, which it is indeed, and particularly when you work with a pair like Eric and Ernie, you can see the seriousness which goes into it. It's a great privilege and great pleasure to work with. Well, as I just said, it really is quite remarkable. And they'll make a virtue of something that goes wrong, but they'll never leave a straight actor like a fish landed. They'll always see him through. A long story. Cut it very, very short. I'd always wanted to be an actor as far back as I can remember. And I was in an office. I was a glorified office boy. I was really surveyor's assistant. I was nothing more than an office boy. And I kept writing letters to all the repertory companies, and I bombarded Bill Fraser, who became so famous on television, Snudge and Bootsy, do you remember? Bootsy and Snudge, rather. And eventually I did get a job with him, but it's such a long and I think very boring story, but I did eventually. It took me 4 years. But again, you see, they were the film equivalent of Morecambe and Wise. Again, it was fascinating because the little one, Stan Laurel, was the brains, but not that Hardy was by any means dim, was far from it. But Stan Laurel was the one who invented all the business and all the gags. And the fat one kept eating donuts to keep his weight up.
He actually had to do that, didn't he?
Yes, he had a little dumb waiter full of donuts. Films, quite definitely, for many, many reasons. It's a strange thing. I've always wanted, as far back as I can remember, I always wanted to be in films without knowing anything about any medium. And I've been very lucky that I've done all 4 media. My favourite is and always will be film. I like making all films, so long as the scripts are good. It's very difficult. William Hartnell was the original, then I think it was Patrick Troughton, and then John Pertwee. And I had to almost disassociate, being 3 very different personalities of playing the same part. I thought the only thing to do for the film version, where everyone who had seen the television shows might not go to see, so you had to treat them as an entirely new audience, Doctor Who, to just play him as the almost conventional, absent-minded professor, but with quite a good brain, having made this wonderful time machine, TARDIS. I can indeed, yes. The film which I made for Hammers was about 10, 12 years ago, and the series, pardon, which I did for the BBC, was 1969, when we did 16 of the episodes. Well, with every character, if it's a well-known one, I always do every bit of research I can. And when you've got an author such as Conan Doyle to read this, I believe, yes, he wrote 60 stories. Well, you've got every facet of the character if you read through those stories. It's a fascinating character. I love playing Sherlock Holmes. The answer to that question, I'm afraid, lies with the BBC. Indeed. This has been requested by James and David Eady, Stephen Cowan, Anne Malone, Gary Edwards, and David Coe. Well, they've tried some new unction on Christopher's hand, and it did leave some rather nasty blisters, but they've solved that since. The Godfather. I think horror has become a tag which is used, but to me, the horror pictures are, such as The Godfather, beautifully made, but there is something that really does happen and has happened, whereas the pictures really that we make, pretty impossible. I don't really regard them as horror pictures. Fantasy. And as I think I said earlier, I enjoy filming so much, but the most important is that you, bless you, should enjoy what we do, because without you, we wouldn't be making them. No, I get nightmares if I eat cheese late at night. No, I think, you see, when you're working on a picture, you work so much on the script, you know what is coming beforehand, and you've always got to really be in control of yourself. So if I was scared, I don't think I would scare anyone else. Oh, great, very personal ambitions, but the ordinary ambition is that I shall go on, I hope, giving pleasure, because that's what we're here for.
Which I'm sure you do. And thank you very much for joining us, Peter.
Thank you, dear Tony.